I need to find a mark. Where do you find marks? I want to go shopping for one.
You should ask him. I'm pretty sure he knows where they are.
Mark, where can I find multiples of you? Is
rare
there an
breed.
island, like a Pokemon island, where I can find multiples?
Pokemon Island. He is very sweet. Do you think that'll expire?
You and Mark?
His sweetness?
Mm-hmm. I told him that yesterday.
That it'll expire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, so I've been encouraging him to be him. I said, you know, if you're the guy that you're walking around here being, if that is truly who you are, then I get it. But if this is a person that you are for 3 months during the honeymoon phase, then please don't do that to her.
Thank you for saying that. Oh. That was one of my concerns as well.
Yep. Since we're talking about it, do you really like him?
Yeah.
Okay. That answer didn't seem convincing.
I know. I do. I just hate that I do.
Oh. Okay.
Because I meant to not like anyone here because it is such a different environment.
Yes. Very much so.
It's like, and I don't allow people in very often. And I literally had a concern coming in here that I was going to fall for a guy because of the way that I operate in the real world, of just like pushing them away.
Yeah, you can't escape this.
And I can't escape him here.
Yeah.
So as much as I tried in the beginning, where I'm like, the first day, of course, I'm like, oh, he's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of funny and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things I notice, but I can, you know, push him away as long as I can. And then, oh, it turns out we live together, so I can't push him away.
Yeah.
And that's how I avoid relationships in real life, is because I can choose not to text back.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. And here I can't avoid him. So now I'm like, crap. And then it's, you know, and I've been very honest about all my concerns about it, about the environment, and it, you know.
So what are your concerns about this environment?
Just, it's not, this is not synonymous to how, like, a relationship would be in the real world.
Right.
And, you know, it's almost like you're forced to move quicker than you would in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a slow pace kind of girl usually. If I do.
Now that I didn't get, but keep going.
That you don't get?
No.
Well, I guess I force it. I have that control, but when I lose the control, I'm like, all right, let's do this. but I don't do it very, like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do, it's, you know, I guess, like, when I do allow myself to feel, I feel, like, very deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then, like, the game aspect, like, I didn't come here to, like, have a showmance. Like, I came here to play a game.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to affect my game, or, like, even things, like, where I, like, catch myself, like, wanting to just spend time with just him rather than, like, socializing with people.
Yeah.
And that could interfere. The fact that he lives in New York and I live in Texas, and why kind of, like, develop real feelings for someone for 3 months and then not have an end game.
Yeah.
So, and then the fact that I'm like, are you this person that is so caring and sweet and would do anything for me? Is that who you are? Like, is your love language acts of service? Or are you just doing this because you're trying, you know, that's part of the chase and you're trying to get me?
Mm-hmm.
Or because there's cameras, or I don't know.
Yeah. So I talked to him about the latter. And he did tell me that he is very affectionate. So he's just like you, very touchy-feely.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I know for a fact that's his love language.
That's my love language,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. We didn't talk about acts of service. I don't think it wouldn't be anything that he wouldn't do for you, though. Like, you know, if
you think he really does like me.
So we talked about that too. And yes. And we had this conversation 2 days ago. And And I'm not going to tell you what I know, but yes, he does like you. And
Why won't you tell me what you know?
because I don't want to, if something were to happen between you all, like if this does mature to be something awesome post-show, then I don't want that to not organically happen. So there's an element of him that whoever the person that has been designed and created for him should know, naturally know, and nurture. And so I don't want to give that away, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
God revealed it to me, and he was like, he wasn't expecting that. So that's why. Otherwise, I would tell you.
Wait, who wasn't expecting what?
He wasn't expecting me to know.
Oh, Mark was not expecting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, it wasn't me.
Right.
But he does like you. And because he likes you, a lot of transformation is happening. So the best way that I can describe this kind of transformation is, and I think we may have talked about it before, it's like you're going, yes, we did talk, as I remember, we did talk about it. So this is your yesterday, this is your tomorrow, and this is your now. So what's happening for him is this right here. So he can feel both sides, and he's trying to figure out what's happening. And typically when you're like this looks like Jesus, right? Typically when you're like this, there's a lot of persecution that happens. And it may not be verbal persecution. It may not be persecution that you experience from others. It just may be persecution from outside forces that you can't necessarily see because you're transitioning. You're dying to yourself to become who you've been purposed to be. Get me? Make sense?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what's happening with him. And it's not that God didn't tell me this part, but I do feel like he is using the situation between you all for the both of you all. Okay. Opening your hearts up, because in order for God to penetrate, there has to be something that opens the heart. You get me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sometimes a nice looking, tall, muscular guy that you cannot say no to comes your way to open up your heart so that God can gain access. I mean, he doesn't have to do it that way. But
of course, no, he's God.
Easy. Yeah. He knows you. He knows what's going to open your heart in ways that you can't control. Same thing for him. Hey, this is somebody you're not accustomed to. You've not had anybody like this. She doesn't always say yes like the other people have. And so your heart is opening. You don't know what to do about it. You're still trying to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I said it's a good thing because healing has to happen in his heart. And I didn't tell him this, but when I saw you, when we were talking about it on the chair outside, I was like, oh, yep, that's exactly what's happening. God is using, I believe, this is Dominic's belief, that God is using the situation to open the space for healing. And sometimes God does use people to help expedite that process. Because opportunities are going to be like everywhere for the both of you all. And I believe it is paramount that you are healed, at least to a level that you can be efficient and pour out to others. Not to say that you can't if you're unhealed, but it's more productive if you give from a healed heart as opposed to a heart that's wounded. So yeah. Yep. I did tell him this. He's probably not going to like me telling you this. But I told him, I said, if you really want to know if there's something between you all, because we're in a confined space, and what you would typically do, just like you said, what you typically do in a dating atmosphere outside of this house is now expedited because you spend so much time with each other. So with that being said, you can't escape it. With that being said, it's how do you smartly maneuver, right? Number one, and I think you may have heard me say, number one, it was very obvious that there was an attraction. I knew that you liked him, but you were like playing hard to get. I saw that. I would have been a little bit more incognito about it. I would have been like, because it's a game, showmances can or cannot work. So I would have been like really like you wouldn't have known. And if you had any inkling, it would have been everybody, the whole house pushing us to be together, although that's what we really are secretly. You get me? And so it would be easy to play that. Second thing is, I would not have introduced any sort of intimacy because that when you introduce intimacy, your feelings can be easily manipulated. So you can feel one way about this person when you introduce. So pre-intimacy, it's clearer. Post-intimacy, things aren't so clear. So what you think you feel post-intimacy may not be truly what you feel. But because you felt something, and there was an exchange of some sort, then it can be easily manipulated. So that's why I'm always checking my feelings, because sometimes they can be manipulated and fabricated. So it's not truly true. Yeah. So I told him that. I was like, I mean, it's I said, dude, it's too late now, but I wouldn't have done anything intimately, like at all. And in that way, it would have helped to keep things clear so that you could know if he is truly, because the person, we're going to be in here for quite some time. True colors, and not everybody's true colors have come out at all. Like, they're going to start, like, people are going to start becoming more comfortable, and then those masks are going to come completely off. And you're really going to see if you can really deal with this person long term.
Yeah.
Yep. So, those are the only things I said to him as it relates to y'all's relationship. So, and at first I thought it was game. So I said, just let time roll by, like let time tell. Time will reveal. And I started noticing. And I call them out every time I see it. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you like her. And she likes you too. Yeah. And he look at me, I'm like, dude, I know. Like, I wasn't born yesterday. I know. So yeah. Yeah.
What would we do without you, Dom?
I don't know.
I don't know either. What would Mark do without you? What would I do with Mark without Mark having you?
I told Mark he doesn't listen to me anymore. I told him I'm done with him.
Oh, he better listen to you.
He doesn't.
He needs to.
Yeah.
Why not take advantage of wisdom when it's handed to you?
Yeah. Well, what is the Bible say about emotional people? Do you remember?
No.
I'm gonna straight murder this. It's in Proverbs somewhere.
Please go to the diary room.
It's something about an emotional man being not gender specific,
Right.
is unstable in all his ways. Why would the Bible say something like that? Because your feelings can be manipulated. So what you think you feel, you don't really feel. Yeah. So I've been talking to him about that. Like, you do, like, just chill out. Before you react, because you're experiencing something emotionally, before you react, you just need to take a step back, because you are emotional and you know that about yourself. And I said, it's actually nothing wrong with it.
It's just the way that you use your emotions.
Yes.
And that's why I always say to be responsive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very reactive. Something happens, I feel it, I immediately act on that.
Yeah.
Rather than something happens, I feel it, I take a step back, I process it, I begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
How is this going to serve me?
Yeah.
If I respond like this, what is going to happen? If I respond like this, what is going to happen?
Yep.
If I say this, how does that make that person feel? And then once I have marinated and chewed on it, then I respond.
Right.
So it's an educated, thought out response versus a reaction.
Right.
And I have to be very intentional about that, because and it wasn't even for me, I mean, I'm sure it all starts with emotion, of course, but it was more of like I don't back down, like, I'm going to show you kind of thing. And that's never served me. That never did me any favors.
Yeah.
But the latter, thinking before saying things, executing some version of control, usually does. So I have to, like, as much as like, he thinks I'm so good at it. Like, thinking before I speak, and
It's something that you practice.
being slow to speak,
Yeah.
and being responsive and stuff. And it's not that I have mastered or perfected it, it's that I have to
Yeah.
be so careful about it because I know it is a weakness.
Yeah.
So he thinks it's a strength, and it's actually a weakness of mine. But it's a weakness that God has given me an opportunity to practice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, second question. Third, fourth, seventh.
12.
Whatever number, yeah. Do you believe that you're beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe, like truly believe that you're beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why are you smiling like that?
I mean, I do. I think I don't know, me and Paul were actually talking about that to an extent yesterday, kind of. That one's kind of a catch-22 for me. Like, I do think that I'm pretty. My humor is very self-deprecating, which is just kind of but it's just part of kind of my humor.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like I am a very confident person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I come into a room, I'm never shy or insecure.
Yeah.
That being said, I do have insecurities.
Right, we all do.
So when I allow my insecurities to be at the forefront of my mind, then that takes over if I, like, allow myself to focus on them.
Right.
Rather than, like, the wholeness of, like, the way God created me.
Right. Okay, cool. Second question. Do you believe that you are worthy of ...
That's a harder question.
Okay, let's start with love. Do you believe that you are worthy of love?
I think one of the reasons why I push people away so much back home in real world is because I think that I'm seemingly great. Like, someone can be attracted to me, like the way that I dress and act, like I'm confident. My intelligence, my wit, my humor, all of these things, and they're like, wow, she's cool, she's great, I really like being around her, she's different. But sometimes I feel like when you go deep, like, if you were to go deeper, I'm not worthy, or like I'm a disappointment. And so it's like, why allow someone in to show them I'm a disappointment, or get myself, like, hopeful and excited, or like catch feelings and then end up being let down because, as it turns out, I'm a disappointment or something. I don't know that I articulated that very well.
You did. So, the questions are not because I need to answer.
Mm-hmm.
The questions are for other reasons. You'll pick up on it because you're very smart. Okay. So where does the disappointment lie? Or lay? Lay. Where does the disappointment lay? Yeah, it's lay.
I don't know.
Okay.
My past. not being just everything, like not fulfilling expectation. Probably those two.
Expectations that were established by
Traditional standards, other people's past relationships, comparing, you know, wants, needs. I can't fulfill everything.
right.
Maybe a guy faltering and thinks I'm great and cool and wonderful, and then we start to get more serious, and I'm never, well, I'm not going to say never. I am not, at this stage in my life, a super domesticated, like, I'm not Raven. Like, I'm capable, don't get me wrong. I'm not willing.
Yeah.
So, can I do everything that I need to do? Yes, but I'm not willing.
Yeah.
So, at this time. And so, like, maybe just guys having expectations and parts of a relationship that I'm just, like, not willing to fulfill, disappointing in like in something as little as that, or comparing me to other people. Like, Mark even kind of did that a little bit at one point, and I had to, like, walk away from the conversation and then go back to him later and explain to him how, like, that can be hurtful. So I'm like, if you are comparing me to this person, then you are telling me that you want me to be different, and I'm not going to be different, so that tells me that you don't want me.
Yeah.
So, like, if you go through the steps, he doesn't think things all the way through. So he's like, and I know that wasn't his intention.
Right.
That wasn't what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
But, like, his choice of word in that moment made me feel like I wasn't good enough, or like I.
Not that my opinion should weigh anything anyway, because you don't know me like that. Just my opinion based on what I've assessed here, which has been 21 days, right? It's not enough time to really, okay, never mind. I was like, I'm like, all right, cool. So the reason why I was asking you those questions is, you know, so you can talk it out. The thing that I only said I was going to share this if the opportunity presented itself for us to talk intimately. You are beautiful. You're definitely worthy. What makes you worthy is the fact that you are a child of God. Not that you're a child of Eugenia. Not that you are a child of, I don't know if I forgot your father's name.
Craig.
Not that you have done all of these great things or that you've made mistakes. Your worth has absolutely nothing, you know this, has absolutely nothing to do with anything that's tangible or intangible. Anything that you've been able to physically do on your own, none of that. Any person, any place, none of that. Your worth is solely based on the fact that Jesus Christ is your Lord and your Savior. And that through Him is what makes you worthy. Through Him. So you're worthy to be loved just like you are. And there is a guy that is going to appreciate that. He is going to listen intently, and he's going to assess everything that he says so that he does not say hurtful things to you or potentially hurtful things to you. And if he does, of course, he's going to, anyways, he's going to be you're going to need someone who is going to be wise enough to understand you and your makeup. With all of that being said, you have to open up yourself, which I believe that you're doing in this situation. Allow God to use this situation to do what He wants to do in you. Because you do not want to, people are going to go crazy when you get out of here, right? You're going to attract some not so great people, and you're going to attract some great people. And I just want you to be ready for that. And I want your heart to be strong enough for that, because you don't want to come off. Hurt people. And if you listen to a person long enough, you can tell if they're healed or not. You can tell if they're bleeding. So I can be saying the same thing as a person. I can be the person that's bleeding, and the other person can be healed. We can be saying the exact same thing, but it's going to sound totally different. So you don't want to be the person that's bleeding and giving a message unless that's what God has you to do. And understanding that messages are not going to be like, right? It's just, I mean, people are going to be able to relate to you and with you. And then, and considering that, you want people to know. I don't know. I can't tell you what you want people to know. I'm going to get it together. For me, I want people to know that I have substance, that I'm more than just a pretty face. I'm smarter than, well, I'm smart, but separate from that, I have substance. If I didn't have X, Y, if I didn't have the degrees, if I didn't have the looks, if I didn't have all of these things that make me who I am, I still have substance. And so I spend more time allowing that to be highlighted than anything. And so when I start opening up things, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you had all of this. Like, oh my freaking gosh, right? And another thing that I've learned about insecurities, especially as it relates to dating, because I do have insecurities, we all do, is the last person that I dated, I didn't have to tell him not one insecurity. He listened to me intently and was able, he didn't even say anything to me about the insecurities, but he secured me in every last one of them. Never met a man like that in my life, and I'm 31 years old. Never. First time someone has sat down and literally listened to what I said, and I didn't even know. I'm so used to dudes just being like, asking me stupid questions. He just listened, he assessed, and he secured me in the areas that I needed to be secure in. The same will happen for you. You just have to open up yourself, be vulnerable enough to allow someone to love you, even if that means getting hurt again. You will continue to live life and be hurt by people who said they would never hurt you. If someone, and I learned this from him, he said, Dominic, if anybody told you that they're never going to hurt you, they're lying. Because he said, I mean, I don't know how long we're going to be together, blah, 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 but I'm going to hurt you. Am I going to do that intentionally? Absolutely not. But I cannot promise you that I will never hurt you, because I will. And I had mad respect for him saying that, because I'm going to do things that are going to hurt people that I didn't intentionally mean to do. And so he did not want me to accept that expectation of him not hurting me, so that if he ever were to hurt me, then my life is like ruined, right? So the same thing with you. Don't be afraid to love and to allow people in. And I know you're going to be very prayerful. You have to be, because of the kind of person that you are. You have to be very prayerful about who you allow in, number one. And also consider that there's absolutely nothing by happenstance. So even like if I were in your shoes and the whole situation, I would have been like, God, what's going on? Like, what is this? You got to let me know, because if this is not for my good, or you're not sending me to him to help him with whatever's going on in his world, then I do not want to be involved, because that could be a distraction that could take me completely off course. And now I'm going to have to play catch up in some form or fashion. So
At
yeah.
first, whenever I was first starting to like really.
Can I join? Or just girl talk?
It's girl talk.
So I can't join.
I mean, you have to talk to Elena about that.
Can I join?
No.
Really?
But you can't come give me a hug?
Aww. Oh, can I have a piece?
No. Let's talk about those 18 cookies you ate and 25 Reese's cups.
Then wait till I'm up here in HOH.
Okay. What does that mean?
I'm hiding the snacks.
No, you're not.
Did you beat him in chess?
I beat everybody in chess.
A lie. You didn't beat Paul?
Yeah, I did. He beat me 1 out of 3.
Jason, let's go to the diary.
Watch out.
You're really kicking me out, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're about to kick me out.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be down there right now.
I told her that you really like her.
Now you're trying to make me uncomfortable, so I leave?
Of course not.
Do you
No.
really like me?
I do.
Thanks. I do appreciate that you think I'm pretty without makeup and eyelashes and pimples, and you make me feel pretty even though I feel ugly.
Okay, you're not ugly, and you still have a few eyelashes left.
They're hanging on. My hair purple?
Ish.
I can't really tell because
A little bit.
I guess I ought to brush it. How's your chest coming along? Have you perfected the craft?
no, we're supposed to have another session today.
Perfected the craft.
Working on it. Elena really likes you.
I know.
So as a woman, just like I told you this either yesterday or the day before yesterday, do not play with her feelings or her heart because she likes you. And I really, if you feel like you're not going to be able to be what she's expecting you to be, you need to have that conversation with her.
We have had that conversation though.
Because she's becoming vulnerable.
And she says she has her red flags because after the show, I'll be back in New York, she'll be back in Dallas. And I was honest with her. I told her I just got out of a long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
I'm not used to relationships. That I'm in a weird place because of everything the emotional roller coaster after this last relationship.
Yeah. I told her how I felt about her initially. I told her I thought it was all game.
So
I said, but then I realized that she started to like you. And I told her, I said, I felt like you're playing hard to get and all of that, or whatever.
It's funny because me and you, it's like we've been on the same page because like the first couple days, I thought it was because I told her what I wanted and then all of a sudden, but then just like the last day or two, it's just been a lot different.
What do you mean? A lot different.
Like her really like staying around me.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. So when she loves hard, just like you. And I figured that out today when I was talking to her. And that's exactly why she guards her heart. Because she understands that when she opens up, she loves fast and she loves hard. And because I can relate to that, I gotta keep it together.
so what do?
What do you foresee? Like, are you open to having something with her post-show?
Seeing how it goes.
What does that mean?
Seeing how the summer goes. Like I don't like there's still a lot more she doesn't know about me that I don't know about her. Like we're still getting to know each other.
Yeah. But is that, like, do you genuinely, like, want to? I know the answer to this. Do you genuinely want to? Okay, I got it. Well, you got to figure out something. Because she really likes you. Yeah. And I don't want you to hurt her. Just as much as I don't want her to hurt you either.
The last thing I want to do is hurt her.
Yeah. And as much as she get on my nerves sometimes, when we had this intimate conversation, I could understand heart to heart. I was trying to. I didn't get a chance to get to this point, but I was trying to. I wanted to let her know that she's beautiful in her own way, and that she doesn't have to do anything to overcompensate. I did tell her this. I said, I know I'm beautiful. I know that I'm smart. I know that I have all the credentials, and people go blah, blah. I said, but what I've learned is I'd rather people see the substance that's in me first and be surprised about everything else that comes with me. And I said, let people see that you have substance. And then they can discover all these other things about you. Put it. Yeah. Because I'm like, you're more than just a pretty face. But if you have no substance, then that's just what you are, a pretty face.
Talking about me.
Excuse me, what was that?
Is it like me?
No. I mean, if the shoe fits, then wear it. I mean, 25 Reese's cups and 18 cookies.
No, Dom, the last thing I want to do is hurt her. And it's not like I'm planning on hurting her. I honestly don't know how things go. I've been able to be open with her, which I've been more open with her than I was with my ex. She listened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she genuinely cares about what I've been through, and she, not so much that she understands, but she's there for me to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was honest about, like, most of the stuff about my ex, and
I didn't tell her that thing about your mom because I told her that. I said.
I told her that.
Yeah. So, and I know that you told her that.
A wise person told me.
Yeah. No. I know you told her because you told me you told her, but I did not want to emphasize the importance of her as a woman, the female nurturing that part of you. That's why I didn't say anything.
Right.
But I did. What I did say to her was, I said the
You're
thing
not
about
upset that I told her, are you?
No.
Because that was so true, and it was so obvious, and it was just the way you put it, just how my mom is my memory, like her own memory and her own part of me.
Mm-hmm.
That why would I ever want to change it or replace it or add to it? It's
right. No, I can't get it. You can tell whoever you want to tell. I mean, that God gave me that to give to you.
Okay,
it's not. It doesn't belong to me. It's all you.
It wasn't. And I didn't even say it was you. I said it was a wise person.
Good. Because let me tell you, even though we had this intimate conversation, because she is starting to like you, she has to. The only way that she can feel like she's gaining control over what's happening is to be possessive of you.
And I'm seeing that.
Yes. So although she appreciates what we have, she still has to be possessive because she doesn't want to lose what she's feeling. And that's like a safety thing for her because she doesn't want to get hurt.
And Paul thinks I'm going to get annoyed with this.
Huh?
And Paul thought I was going to get annoyed with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said.
Paul's very smart for his age.
Oh, my goodness.
Paul's very smart for his age.
Yes. He is. Do I tell him, like, you in your 40s as it relates to wisdom?
Paul's very smart.
Yeah.
Very
so I did tell Paul this. I said, and I don't know what he and Elena's relationship are like, but I told him, I said, yeah, I think she's somewhat jealous of what me and Mark has, but I've had a conversation with her about that to let her know that she doesn't have anything to be concerned about. And I said, if anything were to happen as it relates to the gang, she would potentially be more prone to go for me than anybody else within the circle because of that.
What did he say?
He said, really? I said, yeah. And I was like, well, since I pointed it out, I said, you probably don't see it, but since I pointed it out, just you'll see. But she and Paul do have a relationship. I know that.
So do I.
Yeah. So. And they don't just talk about penises and vaginas. They have real conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just hypothetically, say the 7-Up do make it to jury. Christmas doesn't mind being the first one out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind either.
You do mind. Okay, keep going.
What y'all talking about now?
Just jury.
Yeah.
How people are going to view it. I guess I'm just too paranoid about people like Alex, Josh, Jason, assuming that they're just going to keep going along with us. I should stop worrying about it.
What's the name of your perfume?
Amber.
Amber.
It's just amber oil.
Yeah.
Do you smell me
Yes.
when I wear it?
Yeah, so I brought oil from Bahrain, and it lasts for 24 freaking hours. Can't even wash it off. When I got here, the thing kind of exploded, so I don't have any more of the oil.
Oh, no.
And it smells so good. I'll let you smell it.
Yeah, this is like my
Wait,
go-to.
you still have some?
Yeah, but you can still, because it's so potent, you can still smell it, but it's nothing inside of the oil container. Yeah.
It's up in your summer with
Smells.
your
bottles.
makeup and bottles.
Yep. I've been trying to request that.
Thing going on in your life, things are okay.
Yeah.
If you ever need a little amber oil, I got some.
I like to smell good.
I do too, and I just feel like I don't smell as good here as I normally do. Like, people always make comments about how I smell, and I can normally smell myself at least at first. And now I'm like, what's happening to me? That was too much.
Yeah. I can't put it on my neck though. It'll break me out. Any type of oils, perfume will break me out.
Even coconut?
I can do coconut oil.
You just said any kind of oil, so.
So oils with perfume. You know what? With a fragrance.
Okay.
A fragrant.
Yeah, fragrance.
Coconut's a fragrance, isn't it? You can smell coconut.
Not
I
coconut.
can't
You
smell
can't
it.
smell coconut oil though.
The hell you can't? Matt, can you smell coconut oil?
I can.
When you open it up, you know it's coconut oil.
But when you put it on your body, you can't smell it. You can't
It's
smell
not
the
like
sun.
it's fragrance. It's not like you
What's
can
that?
smell coconut oil on you.
Oh, I thought you were about to do something else.
No, Raven and I are playing hide and go seek.
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
God bless the Big Brother house.
that's what I'm talking about. At least you guys are making fun.
Nobody will play chess with me.
Well, that girl can fit pretty much anywhere, so
Yeah.
How long you been looking?
I just started.
Oh.
Well, she's not in
up
here.
here.
Would you believe me if I said she wasn't up here?
No.
Okay. Nice guy.
Yeah, she's not up here. Like seriously, I wouldn't lie to you. She's not up here.
I maybe would, but I'm not right now.
She in the fish tank?
Yeah. Yeah.
She'd fit in that upper part.
Yeah, she could.
She would. She could fit in the upper part.
You know which video I'm dreading? Is the one where it's like hide and seek, and you go and hide the veto in the house.
Yeah.
And then you come back in and you literally go through everybody's clothes,
Yeah.
everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
Cleaning up the house after that's gonna
It's
suck.
gonna be miserable.
Hopefully we don't have to play that one. I don't want people going through my stuff.
Me either.
The only way they're not going through your stuff is if you want to be in the house. But everybody in the house, everybody's stuff is getting thrown apart. Does not matter where you put it. People empty out garbages. That's the last thing this house needs. Is that competition.
Yeah.
Well, your hair looks good.
I blow dried it.
Looks real nice.
Thank you. Took me all day, but I'm clean.
Nice, 6 o'clock. Just about bedtime.
There's nothing wrong with that. I took all day yesterday. Well, I try to take all day most days.
Just like makes the day go by faster.
Yeah.
When you have something to do.
Yeah.
You hungry? You feel okay? A little bit better. You got any chocolate in there?
Mm-mm. I'm off chocolate.
Good.
Today.
This hour.
No, for the rest of the day, no more chocolate.
Including M&Ms?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
Hungry.
Are you really hungry, though?
No, I'm really hungry.
Oh, wow.
Don't do that.
What'd you eat for dinner, though?
Eggs and a bowl of shredded wheat.
Like, that was a lot of eggs, though.
It sure was.
Yeah, like 2. Do you know how many calories was in that plate? Maybe 300 calories of eggs and 140 calories of cheese. 440 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that may be like a days worth of nutrition for you. It's like a snack's worth of nutrition for me.
What do you want to go eat?
Slop. With chocolate milk. But it's straight sugar.
It sure is. That's why I don't drink it.
What's the sugar they put in it? It's high fructose
Fructose
corn
corn
syrup,
syrup.
the worst one
Yeah.
possible.
That cheap
Why is it-
chocolate milk?
Why is
Absolutely.
it so good then? Can we get some good chocolate milk? So hard in this house.
It's not actually hard in this house. It's just hard for you
Okay, I'm gonna,
as it relates to your eating
I'm
habits.
gonna remember that when I'm on my snacks up here.
Dude, I know Elena.
Huh?
Honda. I know Elena.
I love how you say Honda. Huh?
Honda.
She knows me.
Hmm.
I'm hiding them all.
You would hide your snacks from me?
No, you can ask. I'll tell you. And I'll go get some for you. Oh.
What kind of slop are you gonna have?
I don't know, hopefully Chloe still has some. Or Jason's. I think Matt just does a day's worth.
Do you need to ice your finger today?
Hmm?
Do you need to ice your finger?
I truly don't know. I don't know if I can't fully bend it because it's still so stiff, or if it's because it's the ligaments. But I think it's stiff because I'm able to bend it more and more each day. And if it was ligaments, I wouldn't be able to.
Have you been like doing your own physical therapy on it?
No, I just took that brace off because it wasn't doing anything. It was just irritating the hell out of my skin.
No.
See, like this finger? I tore that tendon, and I didn't do the surgery because it was just a tendon, so it doesn't go up like that. Because the tendon is ripped. As soon as the finger shattered, I didn't take care of it in time, so the tendon just rolled up.
How'd you do that?
Basketball. The
Seems to
stupidest
me
freaking play, yeah.
like you need to stop playing basketball.
Busted lip, busted ankle, finger,
Oh my gosh.
elbow.
You must have been a
Huh?
loser.
Wow. See, she just comes at me like that?
I'm sorry.
Kevin, you think I was a
Did
loser?
they give you new swim trunks?
I never had a bathing suit. I just got it
They got you swimmers.
Wow.
Did they buy them for you new, or is it from home?
from home.
Oh, I was gonna say it only takes 20 days, but that makes sense. Nautica, that's nice.
You got some swimmers, Kev.
I
Got
don't
your
have to-
swimmers.
I don't have to wait. Now I can go in the pool. I don't like going to the pool with shorts on. I didn't go in the pool but once since we got here.
It's overrated.
Sure you did.
Ask Dom. Loves that pool.
The pool?
Yes.
Especially in the middle
Would
of
you
the day.
get one in your house if you bought a new house with your husband?
Oh, absolutely.
You just said it was extremely overrated.
No, the one here.
Oh, okay. The pool?
Yes.
Especially in the middle
Would
of
you
the day.
get one in your house if you bought a new house with your husband?
Oh, absolutely.
You just said it was extremely overrated.
No, the one here.
Oh, okay.
A nice indoor one where I
Indoor?
yes.
An indoor pool, he married a movie star or something?
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Did you see my barf?
Or an athlete, or
What about this? What about this? What about just a nice guy?
He didn't flush?
nice guy from overseas that has lots of money. Yeah, right.
All right. A nice guy from overseas. Shit, I'd marry him. What, are you kidding me?
I'd marry him too.
That one right there next to you. It's from overstates.
Overstates.
Poor overstates.
You still like me?
I still like you. You still like me?
Never said I did.
Oh, that smells so good. That smells so good.
I do. You mean?
That amber.
You mean me?
Yep, I mean, you know.
Are you guys working out tonight, Mark? Downstairs? For like, what, a half hour or so?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little slop right now.
You ate slop?
No, I'm gonna right now.
Why?
Because it's good. It's
Oh, okay.
basically oatmeal and protein. I can't do any more eggs.
Hey,
Hey, what?
I want you to pay attention to me. Want to carry my stuff down? Do you mind?
Of course not.
Or do you just want me to get it together and you can carry it down whenever you want?
What do you mean? It's not together?
Well, not right at this very, very second.
You want me to carry it down now?
I don't have to carry it down right
Or just
now.
at some point?
At some point sooner than later. Are you planning on staying up here for a while?
I want to go eat.
So just whenever you go eat?
Right now?
But I'm going to go downstairs right now.
Then we'll come back up.
What?
Then we'll come back up?
I'm not.
So you want to bring everything down now?
Oh my god. Whenever you go down at your next earliest convenience,
Can we go down?
then you can take my stuff if you don't mind.
He's all ready?
Not at this exact second, no.
I'm going down now.
What?
I'm going down now.
Well, then let me grab it.
You irritate me.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
In a good way or bad way?
I don't know.